Alright, this short video is to get you started in Revit. The icon we're going to be looking for on our desktop is the big blue R. Revit 2020 in this example. Obviously the years will change as we get new software each year, but go ahead and double click that icon to start it. Once it goes through and launches, you're going to land on this launch screen, and you're going to see files that you've recently opened once you've been working here, or maybe a couple of sample projects. In this case, we're just going to get started with a new file. So go ahead and click on that. And we're doing residential construction in our class. So you can see none of the templates really fit that perfectly. Close, but not quite the same. So we're going to go to Browse over on the side here. Click off the drop arrow and click on Browse once. And then there's residential default. So double click that file. Brings it back into here for us, and go ahead and click OK. And what that just does is it makes the tools a little more user-friendly for residential construction versus commercial, for example. Alright, once our file launches, what the screen we really have here is a big workspace in the middle. We're going to be designing our house. These little 4 boxes and arrows are elevation views, or views to let you look straight on from the house in the north, east, south, and west directions. You have the main area across the top is called a ribbon, and our ribbon organizes tools by tabs. And we're going to live primarily in the Architecture tab when we are designing and adding new things to the 3D model. So designing and adding new things to the 3D model. The Annotate tab when we are detailing the model or particular views to kind of create drawings usually. And Modify tab when we're trimming, extending, mirroring, moving, aligning, just kind of modifying the objects that we have in our workspace. And we'll use some stuff from a few of the other tabs, but those 3, Architecture, Annotate, and Modify, are just the 3 we use by far the most. At the very top, there is a quick access toolbar for a couple simple things, like a 3D view is up there, if you got to jump to that quickly. If you want to pull a dimension that stays permanent, that's a little align dimension tool, which is the primary one we use. We have a tape measure tool if you just need to pull a temporary quick dimension. Save is up there. Undo and redo. A lot of the common things you'd find with like a Microsoft product as well. And of course, there's a File tab where if you need to go in and save your work, which you should do often, print, really being the main 2 things we do in this area here. Click File to shut that off. Click out in the blank space to deselect anything. We have, go back to the Architecture tab, kind of resets this. If this is kind of a properties box, now in this example, it's giving us properties of the view because there's no tools active. We are just in the first floor view, which you can see the label on this tab. So these are the properties regarding that. One thing I want to do here, and then speaking of views, I guess, we have our project browser. You can see first floor is darkened, and there's lots of different views we can see here. What we're going to actually do is move this one panel right away. So if we grab the gray area behind project browser across that top title area, left click and hold when I say grab. We're going to bring it over, and when our mouse touches the side of the screen, you should see a big blue rectangle, let go. And it drops that in. And you can readjust the size of that panel by putting your mouse where the panel most meet. You can do that on both sides, so you can read a little bit more. And this was actually something a student showed me, and I really like this idea, or this look of the screen. It makes it so much more user-friendly to find our properties that we want to need on our parts, and to jump around from view to view on our project browser. Now if you ever accidentally close these, they do have little X's right here. It's easy to accidentally close. So what we do is, if it's something you're trying to see again, or let's say view, we have a view tab. And the last icon is user interface. Click the drop arrow. And the one that I shut off was called properties. The one down here that shows all the view is called project browser, sorry, and those are the main, those two get shut off once in a while by accident. So just check the box again. It's back. It should auto dock. If it doesn't, again, you just snap it to the sides and you should be good to go. By default, this little icon will be off, thin lines, thick lines, but if you want to go ahead and turn that on right away, you see it's blue when it's on. That's just a good thing to have. You can also turn it on right at the very top of the screen. Makes all your line weights a very thin line weight, which allows you to see very good details, which is nice in CAD modeling. And that's really setting up our screen. If we hold the mouse button, that drags our objects around. And of course, roller button is zoom in and out. If you're rolling it, holding the roller button is the pan. And if you shift and roller, I guess that's zoom in this case. When you're in 3D view, shift and roller key down, roller button down is our 3D rotate. Couple simple tools for you there. That's the basics of getting your screen or your Revit software set up and ready to use.